Well, welcome everyone, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about, I'm Kelly Getty, and I'm over in food science and animal science, and I'm going to talk about the improvement of a distance course that I've taught for many years, and also teach it on campus. So what we look here is we've got a lot of great one-on-one interaction going on. We spend 4 hours with those students throughout 16 weeks for them to, of course, come up with, these were Korean, this was just this semester, Korean pop stickers, or dumplings, excuse me. So how do you work with the student and changing that? And what, okay, so what I realized, I had some highlights, and who knows what may have happened. I think I probably copied over the highlights. Now I know what happened when I can picture it. So you realize in life you make mistakes and you get through them, and that's the first thing I think that Doris and I are realizing. But the highlights are exactly in this class. You're a student now. You're finally forced to use Canvas like the student uses Canvas and seeing it. So that did, to Lisa's credit, bring a different perspective. You also are taking an online class about online teaching online. So this is a true environment that you are in. And then I have to say the things that I got out of it are a couple of things were the whole syllabus. Lisa had some great ideas on how to make your syllabus more robust for an online environment, and also the assessment tools. And I definitely have to work on my assessment tools. I have what I call a, here's the things we're looking for in a final report, but now when you get that score, what does that mean? And that's exactly what you're showing. Definitely something very critical to distance students, and that was pointed out, is how are they going to communicate with you? And what are the boundaries you're trying to have? And I remember, real quick, I do give my cell phone out because distance students are usually working, and some people go, you're giving your cell phone out. It's almost, now I've had a student say, she gave us her cell phone, but I still didn't felt like I could reach her. Well, I feel like that's the communication that the student is having. You have made yourself accessible. But you've also said, if you don't respond, write to me again, let me know. Those are critical things. And when you team teach a class, if some of you do, who should be the designated communicator? So that's what we put in our web class. Very important. This I know sometimes was another point that I picked up on, was the etiquette and discussion expectations, or just the overall environment. And I would say, this is something on campus and on distance that you can see happen. That the emails become a little bit more non-professional when they start writing to you. So I even sometimes have said, think of it as if you were in a large classroom, would you be saying this to me? And how you would be accepting that. So that's very important for us. What I did also a little bit is I took the goals, or you can call them outcomes, and started saying, here's the assignments. Here's where you're going to be potentially picking up this information. And that's what I did with that one. Then the other thing is, if you're, even on campus, you have a late policy. However, over the years, how do you make that late policy work? So this is what I've done, and I think I would say Lisa worked with me too, because I traveled at the very beginning of this class. you set the expectation first that I have given you due dates, and sometimes I do them in a week. And I've given you those due dates because I want you to stay on task in the class, and especially in a class like mine. But then I want them to know if you needed an extension, let me know. So that has worked for me in many of the classes, or giving a period of time for them to have that assignment up and turned in. All right. The other thing I did is, this is a big task. I was going to bring up that Starbucks bottle and explain something, but we're expecting the student to literally develop a food product like what's sitting here in Starbucks with an actual package label with the contents, ingredients, everything. I mean, it's intense, okay? So I realized we had kind of put those expectations at the very end. You know, you're getting ready to write your final report and you're getting ready to do this. I put it up front and made a video out of that, getting started. And what I can say is that really did help, because students started visualizing all the things that they're going to have to do. And I was given 5 minutes. So what I did is, these are the food product prototypes, some of the things. Some are for my online campus, because we have to realize that some of these students are working for companies. And so I didn't want anything. But they literally, that principal product display, an actual product here, as you've seen in a package, the bar graph, they have to know some of those details. And if they're real creative, like our product development teams on campus, they have to do a video, and their product is, they're in the Ocean Spray product development competition, and of course those are those guys. So we're trying also to have our students be more creative with the distance course. Any questions? All right, thank you so much.